high levels of poverty,
unemployment,
stigma and discrimination,
gender-based violence,
sexual harassment,
early marriages and pregnancies,
drug abuse,
leadership and governance.
These are some of the pressing issues affecting our communities.
Raise your voice and speak up because you are the solution.
And by working together, we can create locally driven solutions that can transform our society and the world. Be a voice of change today.
Impact Show, the voice of change.
Hello everyone, Happy New Year and welcome to our first Impact Show of the year 2024, and I'm your host Chuma Mulimba. So basically towards the end of the year 2023, we had a lot of chats and talks on climate change and its effects on society. We engaged talks with organizations such as Tuso Trust, Powering Young Initiatives and Environment Africa. Climate change is one of the most crucial topics we have in society today, and most of us don't know how we contribute to climate change but are experiencing its effects. So we decided to bring the discussion further closer to the citizens of Livingston, and this is what they had to say. The season. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, madam. How are you?
I'm alright, thanks. And how are you doing? Can you please tell me your names?
I'm Pizo Liungulu Vinda.
All right, sir. Thank you. Do you think climate change has affected the weather patterns in Livingston or in our country?
It has affected a lot throughout the country, even some other countries in Africa. Yes.
How do you think climate change has contributed to the change of weather patterns we're facing?
It's because people cutting of trees. It has brought the same to the country, and in fact in Livingston, even the heat is too much here. Yes.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. As we've heard from the streets, most of us have talked about its effects, which are delaying of rainfall and too much heat in the tourist capital, but most of us do not know how we are contributing to this. Mostly we are contributing to it by the cutting down of trees and charcoal burning, which is exposing the ozone layer. When we cut down trees, it exposes the ozone layer to a lot of toxic gases such as fossil fuels, which produce very bad gases and eat up the ozone layer, which protect us from too much heat. Powering Young Initiatives is an organization we engage with to discuss further on climate change, and they do so by engaging youths in different youth programs such as empowerment and engage them in activities which fight climate change. And they also engaged in the COP28 discussions. Environment Africa as well is one of the very good organizations in our society which deals with climate change and youths. They do so by preserving our society, and they help us with reducing the number of litters we have in our society. They pick up garbage, and of recent we saw the introduction of the trash for cash, which is a very good initiative by their organization, because most people, I mean like me, I wouldn't just pick trash which someone just threw, but if someone told me that they'll give me something to pick that litter, I would definitely do so. So I'll give them a heads up for that. It was a very good initiative. They went for COP28 and represented us as well. So I'm going to engage with another person in the streets, and this person is actually from a more familiar organization, which is Environment Africa, and this is what he had to say about climate change. Today I'm on the streets of Livingston asking people if they think climate change has affected us in Livingston. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, madam. How are you?
I'm alright, thanks. And how are you? Do you think climate change has affected us in Livingston?
Yes, a lot. Because just when you see the weather patterns, the way it's changing, for example, the rains. I think many years back, whenever I used to see the rains like this, we find this time so the maize is somewhere there. But now it's very hot. The rains no longer fall the way they used to fall. A lot of climate change has come.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. Unfortunately, time is not always on our side, but I hope you've learned one or two things from the discussions we've had in the previous year, and the more discussions we're yet to have this year, and the importance of our environment. I hope we pick our garbage and do not litter. Please, in the streets, do not litter, because it's up to us to preserve our environment. Thank you.
High levels of poverty,
Unemployment,
stigma and discrimination,
gender-based violence,
sexual harassment,
early marriages and pregnancies,
drug abuse.
leadership and governance.
These are some of the pressing issues affecting our communities.
Raise your voice and speak up, because you are the solution.
And by working together, we can create locally driven solutions that can transform our society and the world. Be a voice of change today.
Impact Show, the voice of change.